How's it going here? Welcome back to the channel. And today's just an update on my experience with the Vivo X70 Pro Plus. I've done a ton of extensive coverage on the cameras, but today I wanted to answer some questions around notifications, how that's been going, also with connectivity here in the US, as well as battery. So both charging times, as well as my battery life here. So let's go ahead and just get into it. And as far as notifications are concerned, the only time that I saw problems with notifications here and not coming in is when it goes into a deep sleep. So when I leave this alone overnight, it'll go down into a deep sleep and it'll pretty much suppress most notifications until I wake up the phone, launch some apps, and then all those app notifications start coming in. But under normal conditions and normal use, I don't have a problem. App notifications come in just fine. And if you are having issues, I'll suggest you just make sure that you have your notifications set up properly. So if you just come in here, go into notifications and status bar, app notification management. And if you're not getting notifications for certain apps, this is where you come. Just go ahead and click on the particular app and make sure it's set up properly. So if you've got smart notifications for both priority and silent notifications, make sure that you have the proper designation so that you can go into here and just make sure that notifications are always displayed. Sometimes it might be never or just completely off. So just make sure that you have the app notifications, set it to always display, and make sure it has the right priority. So if you do have smart notifications, make sure you assign it to, priority mail and not, or priority notification and not just a silent one. That way you'll always get it so long as the phone is active and not into any kind of a deep sleep. So for notifications, so long as you set them up properly and under normal usage conditions, I'm getting my notifications just fine. No problems there. Again, if it goes into a deep sleep after an extensive period of time not being used, that's the only time I'm not getting notifications. So that's kind of covers my experience with the notifications and kind of how you can overcome if you're not getting notifications on your X70 Pro Plus. Just go into the settings, go to the app, make sure notifications are set up properly. And so now moving on to the bigger question around connectivity here in the US. Am I getting signal? How is my call quality? How is my LTE or my data speeds? Here in the US, am I getting 5G? All of that, those are questions I've been getting. So first off, I've tried it on a couple different networks. I do have Verizon via Xfinity Mobile, so not direct Verizon service, but Xfinity Mobile service. And I put that card in here and it did recognize it as a Verizon card, but it wasn't getting any kind of data connection. And so I went into the settings. I don't want to show you that here because it's going to expose some sensitive information, but it registered the default Verizon APNs and that wasn't working. I tried to create a new APN with the specific Xfinity Mobile APN information and it wouldn't even let me create a new APN. If I put in a GSM card, it let me create a new APN. So I don't think this is going to work with Verizon. At least it's not working with Xfinity Mobile here in the US for me. Maybe if you got direct Verizon service, it could work, but I'm just saying I wouldn't hold your breath on that. I'm pretty sure for Verizon, you're not going to have any luck. I'm not having luck on Xfinity Mobile, which uses Verizon's network. So that's a no-go for me. However, using T-Mobile's network, so as you can see here, this is using Mint Mobile right there, and that's using T-Mobile's network. And my connectivity has been just fine. You can see here I don't have the best connectivity in the house here. It says HSPA+. Sometimes I'll toggle into 4G, sometimes it'll show 5G depending on where I am inside. But outdoors, it's just fine. And even indoors, I'm getting calls and text messages, no problem, even with this kind of poor signal here sometimes. In my TicWatch video, I was using this phone to call the phone connected to the watch, and you saw the phone calls and messaging were going through just fine. So phone calls, messaging, I don't have a problem with that. As far as LTE or 5G speeds, I'm not getting any 5G speeds. This is capable of getting 5G. It's got band N41 for T-Mobile. And so if you're in an area that has that 5G band, you should probably be able to get 5G. It's not working here for me. I'm just in an area where it doesn't connect to that band, but I am getting good LTE speeds. And so if I go in here, I can show you, let's see, speed test. I have been doing a bunch of kind of speed test results, and you can see here for LTE, this is what I'm getting. Decent speeds, not the best speeds, and just for reference and comparison, I've got my Pixel, and you can kind of see they're both running on the same network, Mint Mobile via T-Mobile. And so you can see here with the kind of speeds that I'm getting on the same network on the X70 Pro Plus on the left, Pixel 6 Pro on the right. So while these speeds are fine on the X70 Pro Plus, I can do everything that I need to do with stream video, no problem on these speeds. I'm getting considerably faster speeds here on the Pixel 6 Pro, as you can see, on that same network. So LTE can work. It just won't be maybe as fast as phones meant to be used here in the US. And unless you have band N41 on T-Mobile in the area, you probably won't get 5G. And as far as my experience again with Verizon, probably not gonna have much luck there. And lastly, let's talk about battery and my experience there. Just as a refresher, it has a 4500 milliamp hour capacity battery, and it supports 55 watt wired fast charging with included charger and cable in the box. And this thing charges super fast. It'll fully charge from 0 to 100 in under 1 hour. After about 10 minutes, it was at 25%. It hit 90% in 40 minutes and fully charged to 100% in 50 minutes. So super fast charging here with the included charger and cable that came in the box, which is really nice. Supports it. They gave it to you in the box, and it charges really, really fast. So if you're like me and you no longer charge overnight, because I work from home, I don't need to charge overnight, I'm always close to a charger, I just charge when I need to. And so there have been times where I needed to charge up in a pinch just so I could do a quick errand or something like that. Just plug this in for a few minutes and you have more than enough battery life to last you a quick outing. So it comes in handy. I do like that fast charging feature. And as far as battery life, so I've been getting about 2 days off the charger. So battery life has been phenomenal. And again, how I use my phone, I work from home 5 days a week. I'm mostly on Wi-Fi. I do go out occasionally, so I have a mixed LTE mobile data usage, but it's mostly on Wi-Fi. And I mostly am not using my phone over the course of the day because I'm using my laptop to do most of my work. I'll use my phone to just check a few things here and there over the course of the day, and maybe more extensively in the evening. And so I'm getting about 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time. And so we can actually go into, let's see, digital well-being is where they show you your kind of screen on time now. And I'm not using the phone as much because I'm testing other phones, but this would be about 4 to 4.5 hours on average on a daily usage basis, doing all the usual things: YouTube, Twitter, social media, editing photos in Snapseed, web browsing, all the occasional email check, that kind of stuff. So generally 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time with 2 days of battery life. And we can go in and check battery life here. If we go into battery and we go into power consumption ranking, usually this is about 2 days or so. So I've got some screenshots on that. I forgot to screenshot the screen on time, but on average, I'm easily getting 2 days. I think if you use it more heavily than I do, and maybe you're on mobile data more, you should still easily get through a full day, no problem, with probably 6-8 hours of screen on time, I'd imagine. So for me, it's been phenomenal on battery life because it just has some really good battery management here, and that people were wondering if that was going to suppress notifications. Under active usage, again, it's not suppressing my notifications. Again, if you're seeing that, go into your settings, app settings, make sure you configure your notifications properly. But with that aggressive battery management, I'm not seeing any suppressed notifications, and I'm getting really phenomenal battery on this. Again, over 2 days of battery life, 4.5 hours of screen on time. If you're a more aggressive user, you should still easily get through a day. So this has really been nice on battery overall in my experience. So there you go. That's just my updated experience using the Vivo X70 Pro Plus as far as how notifications go, how my connectivity in the US has been going on different services, and my overall general battery life. And so really, I've had a great time using the X70 Pro Plus. Of course, the cameras have been phenomenal, especially in low light. And again, this is the version from China. So this is running Origin OS, not FunTouch OS in the global model. I really would like to have gotten the global model, but hey, this one has actually been serving me fine, even in the US, for basic connectivity, phone calls, messaging. Data has been fine on LTE, so I haven't regretted this purchase. It's been working fine for me. And of course, if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll try to answer what I can. And as always, thanks for watching.